Good to see all of you here this morning. Thank you for being here for our morning Bible class. Here we are on our first Lord's Day of the month of August, and we're thankful that you are here with us. If one of you guys out in the hall area will make sure, I send a message to our teens, but I don't see them. Shane, if we might need to do a run-through up there and make sure they know that we're down here today, if you don't mind. Ladies class and teens and preteens, we're all going to be in here this morning. So good to see all of you here. This congregation has been a part of and supported the work of saving Asian souls for many years with Ron and Pat Brown, and many of you have been here in the past when Ron and Pat have been with us to give a report on saving Asian souls. And we have Ron Brown with us today, but if he looks a little different, it's because this is Ron Brown, the son of Ron Brown. And so Ron and Pat are not traveling, so we have Ron Brown and his wife Gigi here with us today to give a mission report on saving Asian souls, as well as the work that they do in the Philippines. And I appreciate this work so much. I had never heard about it, saving Asian souls, until coming to Wood Avenue. It's a great work where they help young girls who are at high risk of being trafficked, and help to get them into safe houses and teach them the Bible, education, a trade. He'll tell you all about this, but I've just always been impressed with this work. And I remember on one of his reports he was talking about overseas, but he was also talking about here in the States. And at that time, and it may still be true today, he mentioned that Nashville was the highest area of trafficking in the United States. And I've always remembered that, because we're not too far from Nashville. And so we certainly want to keep this good work in our prayers. Thankful that Ron Brown and his wife Gigi can be here with us today, and he'll be telling us all about this work. There's a display out for your area that you're welcome to see as well after the report. So we'll have a prayer, and then we'll get started. Let's pray. Our God and Father in heaven, we thank you for this day and this time together. We thank you for your love and your blessings. We're grateful, Father, to have the Browns with us today. We're thankful for the good work that they do all over the world, especially throughout Asia. We're thankful for Ron and Pat. We're thankful for so much that they've done and their continued efforts and involvement in this work. We're grateful, Father, that we can have a small part to share together in helping this work. And we pray your blessings to be with our brother today as he teaches us, as he shares with us this report. We're thankful to have the example of reporting in the book of Acts, and we're thankful that we can take part in it today. Please keep us in your care. In Jesus' name, amen. I wanted to mention also briefly, he'll probably mention in his presentation, but in addition to church support, it's common for individuals to sponsor girls. Many of you sponsor girls. That's a great opportunity at a not expensive at all to sponsor a girl overseas. So.
I think so. Test?
Okay.
Yes, we're good. 2 missions, 1 impact. This morning we're sharing with you 2 separate mission efforts. They are separate with the same goal of that of seeking and saving the lost. So Save Asian Souls is the work that my father started, that this congregation has been supporting for a number of years. Philippine Mission Casa Esperanza of Angels is the work that my wife and I started. Both these organizations are 501c3 organizations here in the U.S. Both these efforts are under the oversight of the Red Bowling Springs Church of Christ in Red Bowling Springs, Tennessee. So the first mission effort that we're telling you about, reporting on this morning, is Save Asian Souls. The goal of Save Asian Souls is to find girls between the ages of 8 and 20 that are at risk or vulnerable to human trafficking, and provide them with a safe place to live as well as biblical teaching. So how will we accomplish this goal? We provide them with a safe house, this safe place to live. We call it a safe house. We provide them with biblical teaching as well as vocational training. In some instances, we help them set up a business, and then we check up to make sure that they're remaining faithful. So Save Asian Souls operates in 4 different countries: Laos, Thailand, Nepal, and the Philippines. So what do these safe houses provide for these girls? They provide new beginnings. So these girls come from places where they are unsafe. They are probably unloved and cared for properly. So this safe houses provide them with love, safety, and the most important thing that we give them is the hope of heaven. So let's talk a moment about modern slavery in the Asia-Pacific region. So it is estimated over 29 million people are estimated to be living in modern-day slavery. In the Asia-Pacific region, this is the largest regional total worldwide. Over 15 million people are in forced labor, over 14 million in forced marriages, with an estimated 27 million plus children in child labor across the region. So it's a huge in economic scale. This is a very lucrative business to the tune of 62 billion in illegal profits from forced labor in the Asia-Pacific region annually. So human trafficking is an umbrella term. It is for a situation where people are exploited through force, fraud, or deception, and it can occur in multiple different categories. So forced labor is one category. This can be in multiple industries. We often think of only the sex trade industries, but this forced labor can be involved in many different types of industries as well as sex trafficking. Other common types of forms of modern slavery are debt bondage, domestic servitude, and child labor exploitation. And there are still yet others: criminal exploitation, where people are forced into criminal activities, organ removal trafficking, as well as child soldiers in some countries. So the Philippines is a Tier 1 country. These tier ratings are set by the U.S. State Department based on how well a country is trying to combat human trafficking. So Philippines is a Tier 1. It means they meet the minimum requirements to combat human trafficking. However, regardless of the fact that they do meet the minimum requirements, there is still widespread trafficking, especially in the form of online child sexual exploitation. You'll notice that with the Philippines, as well as these other countries, there are complicit officials. So this means that there are government officials involved in these illegal human trafficking operations and profiting from it. So in the Philippines, we have one safe house, 15 girls, and 11 Christians. These are just a couple of photos of our girls in the Philippines. In Thailand, Thailand is a Tier 2 level country. They do not meet the minimum requirements to combat human trafficking. And there are neighboring countries around Thailand that run a lot of online scam operations, so they need people to run these operations, so people trafficked out of Thailand to these other countries to run these online scam operations. So these are a couple of photos of our girls in Thailand, as well as my mother and father. This is not a real recent photo, but that's them with Hong. Hong is the man that oversees all our safe houses in Thailand and Laos. So in Thailand, we have 3 safe houses, 41 girls and 10 Christians. Just some photos from our different Thailand locations. Chiang Mai, we basically find an existing home and convert it, renovate it to our needs, and then the girls move in to the home. This is Mok Dahan. So in Laos, Laos is a Tier 3. This means that it dropped down from a Tier 2 list. So conditions for combating human trafficking are actually getting worse in Laos. Laos has special economic zones where the government is trying to encourage business and economics. However, as a result, they turn a blind eye, and there is rampant exploitation of trafficking and corruption in these areas. So in Laos, we have 4 safe houses, 40 girls, and 24 Christians. There's some photos of our girls from Laos. We recently had 2 baptisms in July of girls in the Laos. So Nepal is a Tier 2 watch list. This does not mean it is about to move up a tier. It means it is on the verge of moving down a tier. So things are getting worse. In Nepal, we see labor trafficking, bonded labor, and child exploitation, with victims being sent to the Middle East, the Gulf area, India, and Southeast Asia. Nepal is where we have the largest number of safe houses and the largest number of girls in our care. That's 25 safe houses, 239 girls, and 105 Christians. We also recently had 2 baptisms in Nepal. You can see the girls there. So Sagar is our main guy in Nepal. He also runs a Bible college in Nepal. He's quite busy. visiting and managing all the safe houses for us in the Paul area. So all the girls, whether at their safe houses or at the local congregations, are involved in Bible studies quite frequently. As I mentioned, they visit local congregations for worship services. If there is a gospel meeting ongoing near their facility, they will attend gospel meetings as well. In Nepal, we have a 2-year sewing program. The girls learn how to measure someone, cut the pattern, make the pattern, as well as sew the clothes, of course. If they complete this 2-year program, we provide them with a sewing machine and all the necessary materials they need to set up a seamstress business. For 2 years, we help support this business to get it off the ground. Once they have established a business, they are much less vulnerable to human traffickers. They have their own business, they have their own income, so the traffickers are not nearly as effective trying to trick and coerce them. So all our safe houses are involved in sustainability efforts depending on the space they have available. Perhaps not on our menu very often. The top left is frogs. They actually raise frogs. Bottom left, they're harvesting mushrooms. Of course, they raise vegetables and fruit as they're able. And in some instances, they have small amounts of livestock as well. We also do public education efforts. So while our recruiters or workers are out looking for girls to come to the safe houses, they're also educating the public. The public is not aware of these tactics of human traffickers and these recruiters, so they will come to their remote village, tell them we have a wonderful job for you in Singapore or Hong Kong or wherever it is around the world. You'll never be poor again. You'll never have to worry about money. This is a wonderful opportunity for you. These people jump at these opportunities. It sounds too good to be true, and which means it probably is. They reach their destination country, their passport, their papers are taken from them. They are now a slave to whatever these people want them to do. They cannot even get back home. They have no documentation. They had no proof. So this is the tactics of the human traffickers. So we try and educate people about these different tactics of scams and coercion. So we also do provide disaster relief efforts for places that are suffering from a natural disaster. We provide clothing, food, bedding, and other necessities in life. How can you help sponsor this work? You can sponsor a girl. That is $30 a month to sponsor a girl for Save Asian Souls. You can make a one-time donation in any amount. Every bit helps. You can spread the word to others who might want to be involved in this work, and of course can pray for the girls as well. Here's some contact information, but don't try to worry about remembering this. At the end of my presentation, I'll tell you how you can have some printed material to take home with you that has all this information on it. The second mission effort that we're sharing with you this morning is Philippine Mission Casa Esperanza of Angels. Here in the U.S., we're incorporated under the name of Philippine Mission. We're incorporated under the name of Casa Esperanza of Angels in the Philippines. We are located in the central Philippines on the island of Negros in a city called Tanjay. T-A-N-J-A-Y is pronounced Tanjay. So our goal is to seek and save the lost through two avenues: the residential care of orphaned, abandoned, abused, and neglected children, and evangelism and outreach to the community there around us. So our first children's home was completed in 2018. It is our boys' home called House of Hope. It has a maximum capacity of 16 boys. It is currently full. Every bed is full. One of the boys in this home is the biological son of our house mother, but he's integrated into the house with the other boys. So our second home was completed in 2020. My father's organization, Save Asian Souls, financed the completion of this home, and Save Asian Souls does sponsor some of the girls in this location. This home is the exact same size, called House of Faith. Has a maximum capacity of 24 girls, and it is currently almost full with only 4 empty beds. We do have a couple of girls that are pending, so hopefully we'll be able to get those beds occupied soon. So this is a Google Earth image of our facility. It's 4.94 acres, just under 5 acres. Starting from the left is our guardhouse. Our learning center has a multi-purpose room where we have our worship services, Bible studies, tutorials, birthday parties, all kinds of things for the children. We also have a clinic in this building. We have a library with a computer lab, and we have our licensed social workers office in this building. We have a small playground. Kids love to play, of course. You can see our 2 existing children's homes there side by side. The space to the right of them is for 2 more homes, the exact same size. Our laundry house, our staff visitor housing, was completed earlier this year. Our family cottage is where my wife and I reside when we're there in the Philippines. Our older boys' residence building is under construction, and a large part of the rest of the property is dedicated to our food production, our mini food forest, chicken coop, and vegetable gardens. So to date, from 2018, when we began opening our doors to children, we have admitted 56 children into the facility. They basically fall into 6 different categories, with the largest number being dependent. Dependent does not mean that their parents or their family relatives, whoever they're living with, are not trying to care for them. It simply means they cannot. They cannot provide the basic necessities of the child. 17 have come to us from neglected category, 7 poor and at risk, 4 abandoned. It's not uncommon for people in the Philippines to seek work outside the Philippines. There are hundreds, if not thousands, hundreds of thousands of Filipinos all over the world working and sending money back home. Jobs in the Philippines are rather scarce. They do not pay well. So people will go overseas looking for work. Oftentimes they set up a new family wherever they have found work. They start a new family, and oftentimes they leave children behind with an aunt, uncle, or grandparent. They are not financially or physically prepared to raise these children, so we do end up children that we consider abandoned. We've accepted 4 sexually abused and 3 physically abused children into our facility. So we'd like to show you a few of our children in the transformations. This is Jamaica and Mary Lynn that came to us in 2020. That's their grandmother dropping them off. Their father was in prison. Their mother left the family. She incidentally died earlier this year. The girls had very little contact with their mother their whole life. But you can see a recent photo on the right there. They're doing quite well. This is Jonah Bell, came to us in 2021. To see the photo in the middle, a skinny, shy little girl. The home on the left is where she came from. This is a very typical home in rural Philippines. You will find that there's no appliances, there's no electricity, there's no running water. They have no furniture. Everything will be done right there on the bamboo slat floors. That's where they are in this photo getting ready to have a meal. And once they finish that, they will clear that off, put down blankets or sheets, and that's where they will sleep. Very typical situation in rural Philippines. And you can see a photo on the extreme right of Jonah Bell from 2026. This is Maria Flor, came to us in 2021. She is standing in the home of her grandmother. She comes from a single mother that has 2 other children now. But Flor was ready to come to the facility there in her bare feet. The little plastic bag that she is holding is everything that she owns. That's all of her clothes, everything. And you can see a recent photo on the right. She graduated from elementary school in 2026, earlier this year. This is Jezebel and Joel. You can see the home they came from on the left. They have 4 other siblings. So imagine 8 people living in that home with their 2 parents. Their mother suffers from mental illness. Their father does work, but the parents are now separated. The photo in the middle is right before they came to the facility, and a recent photo on the extreme right of the 2 children. Jezebel is a very good girl, easy to manage. Her brother is 7 years old and more than a challenge. This is Lorjan and Rand's. Their home, you can see their home on the left. Their parents are members of the church. They are probably our 2 very well best behaved children. We're really proud to have them. Rands is learning how to prepare and deliver devotional messages. He also leads singing as well as prayers and serves on the Lord's table. So we're really happy to be helping this family. So what are the factors that drive a need for a facility like ours? The number 1 need and basic need is that families simply cannot provide basic needs for the children. They cannot provide food for themselves, much less all their children. It's not uncommon in the rural areas for families to have 6 or 8 children. They can barely feed themselves, much less all those children. They can't send them to school, even though the public tuition is free. They can't afford the uniforms, the school supplies, the transportation, so kids don't get to go to school. Healthcare, they cannot provide the transportation, much less the fees for doctors or dentists. Housing, as you have seen, is quite inadequate from the photos I've shown you. The parents that really truly care about their children will give them up for our care, even though we understand it's a sacrifice, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for these children. Children that don't end up in a facility like ours may end up in child labor simply because their family need them to work. So they will ask them to stay home from school, to work in the fields alongside them, so that they can hopefully earn a little bit more money for the family. This is very common. A few other reasons for our facility that we find are family breakdown. So there's a lot of separation in the families, usually due to infidelity. There's a lot of abuse and violence in the homes, often tied to addiction, whether it's alcohol, drugs, or gambling. But this is a very common thread that weaves through the lives of the children that we come into touch with each day. So these are very common things that are destroying families in the Philippines. So we have 35 children in our care as of today. This is our beautiful young ladies. You would not know looking at this photo that they have been through extremely difficult times in their lives, traumas and different things that we would never even have want to experience ourselves, but they're doing well. We're happy to have them. These are our 15 young boys. Most of them have grown up without any kind of father figure, or certainly not one that you would want to mimic, but we're proud of these young men. So we can see here the age distribution for our facility. We actually accept children between the ages of 3 and 14 into the facility. If they do well, we will keep them all the way through college, vocational school, whatever it is they would like to learn, in hopes that they can be self-sufficient after that time. You see from this chart, at current time, most of our children fall between the ages of 11 and 15 years old. So we're caring for a lot of teenagers these days. We have baptized 36 children since the beginning of our operations. That gives us a 64% of the children that come through our doors have been baptized. Here are the numbers for the different years and a few photos. We actually baptized 11 in June of this year. These 8 children had expressed an interest to be baptized. Before my wife and I left the Philippines, we met with each of them individually just to find out their level of understanding and their commitment to the decision that they would be making. We decided they needed a little bit more study, so some of our workers studied with them a little bit longer after we left the Philippines, and then they were just baptized on June 11. So the wonderful thing about our facility is if a child stays there for many years, they will receive a lot of biblical teaching. So our kids have Bible studies throughout the weeks in their home. Also on Saturday mornings, we have Bible studies for girls and boys separated, as well as all children back together. Of course, we have worship services on Sundays and Wednesdays. We're trying to raise them in a Christ-centered location. They have a family unit. They have a house mother. We're trying to give them the proper love and care. We're encouraging discipleship. As I mentioned, these children have been through lots of difficult situations in their life. We're hoping that the hope of heaven that we are giving them will help sustain them in this time of their life. We're also trying to build their faith and build their conviction in God's word so that it is a lifelong faith. So our older boys, as I mentioned, Rands, and some of our other older boys are learning how to prepare and deliver devotional messages. We let them do those on Wednesday evenings for our Wednesday evening service. These boys are actually getting quite good at it. We're really proud of them for doing that. We also, older baptized boys are serving on the Lord's table, leading prayers, and some of our boys are learning how to lead singing. So we feel it's really important. Part of our job is not only building the church of today, but building the church of tomorrow. So we're trying to build leaders in the church. Most Filipino churches have very poor leadership. They may have a preacher that works a secular job and then preaches on Sunday, but they probably will not have elders or deacons or really other leadership in the church. So we feel it's really important to be building leaders for future church leaders. We have had 21 children discharged from our facility since the beginning of our opening of our doors. Not everything is peaches and cream. We do have a lot of challenges. Most of these children fall into the category of behavior problems. You have to understand that many of these children come from an environment where they have had little discipline, very little structure, no consequences for their actions. So coming to our facility, they have extensive house rules. They have a lot of rules and regulations they have to follow within the facility. We have very structured days and schedules, so some children simply are not able to adapt. We're very patient with them. We give them a long time, but some of them simply cannot adapt to that situation. When it becomes disruptive for the other children in the facility, we have to sacrifice that child, unfortunately. 7 have been returned home, whether it's due to family or the child's decision. We're not running a prison. We want children that actually want to be there and seize the opportunity that we're giving them, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but some of them just don't want to be there, or their families have decided they want them back home. If everything is okay, we return them to their family. We have only had 4 runaways, luckily not too many runaways from our facility, and we had 2 that did not fit our programs. These were actually 2 girls we were led to believe had no physical or mental disabilities, only to find out they had learning disabilities. So we're not staffed or set up properly to help disadvantaged children like that, so we returned them to their families. So we have a lot of external problems, of course. As I mentioned, we have a lot of teenagers now at our facility, and they are influenced greatly by the children at school. They all want phones. Our children do not have phones. They only have access to phones when they need it for their schoolwork. So they're not allowed to be accessing phones. But when they go to school, all their classmates have phones, and their classmates are readily letting them use their phone. Here, look at TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, movies, YouTube, just all kinds of things. And this is while class is going on. So we're not really happy about that. Of course, they have a lot of peer influences with these children, other children at school, as well as worldly influences. The Philippines identify as over 85% Catholic in faith, so they're not encountering other Christian children at school. These other children do not have the same morals and ethics that we're trying to teach our kids, so it's quite a challenge to build up their faith so that they can resist these temptations that they face out in the world. So what do we provide when you sponsor a child? The number one thing that we do for them is biblical teaching. That's the most important thing and the bottom line of everything we do. Of course, we provide them with their daily necessities of life, but teaching them the Bible is our number one goal. I don't care if they're a doctor or just a simple rice farmer, as long as they can have that relationship and that hope for heaven one day. So, of course, we do provide them with all the other necessities: clothing, shelter, school supplies. They get plenty of good food. And, of course, we provide them with secular learning. Of course, they need to sustain themselves in this world as well as their future families. So this is important. The school year has already started in the Philippines. We have 14 elementary school students this year, 17 junior high, and 4 senior high students this year. We also, of course, provide them with dental, medical, and psychological services as needed. Most of the children that come to our facility have never been to a dentist before. So after their first visit, it's not uncommon to hear they need 4 cavities, they need 2 extractions, so it's very, very common when they go to the dentist for the very first time. We also have to, of course, push these children toward independence. So we're teaching them a lot of practical life lessons. Our older children learn how to cook. The photo on the left was a cooking contest, our boys' house against our girls' house. The boys actually won the contest this year, but the girls on the right there are folding the napkins for the judges' table. They learn how to fold napkins, do place settings, table etiquette, hospitality, all these practical life lessons. We also keep them busy with ingenious and resourceful things. Here they're making mop heads out of old clothing. They also weave them to make hot pads or floor rugs, different things. So we keep them very busy. Kids love to play, so we do sports events and sports fests for them. Good chance for them to learn teamwork, sportsmanship, and different skills as well. We also bring in professionals from the outside to help teach these kids first aid, CPR, and different techniques of first aid. Fire department actually comes and teaches fire safety as well as how to deal with fire emergencies, and the kids are also involved in all this. Our kids, of course, have Christmas break, spring break, summer, all these kinds of things, just like kids here in the U.S. We keep them very, very busy during these times. Sports fest, crafting, variety shows, team building games, scavenger hunts, tutorials, education seminars. We do birthday parties for any children that are celebrating a birthday, and Vacation Bible School. So this year was our 3rd year for Vacation Bible School with the theme of Heroes of Faith. We were very blessed that we had 8 members from the Creekside Church of Christ in Greenville, Texas that came. This was their second year in a row to lead our Vacation Bible School. It was a really, really wonderful week for our kids as well as kids from the community. We averaged 55 kids each day. Of course, they had games, crafting, and things tied to their Vacation Bible School lesson for the day. And no Vacation Bible School is complete without the good old snack time, of course. So this photo, we broke the kids up into different age groups. There's only 3 children in this photo that are from our facility. All the others are from the neighborhood, as well as other neighborhood kids that came. But we're not finding that the elderly people or older people in the Philippines are willing to learn the Bible. They say, I was born Catholic, I will die Catholic. I don't want to hear anything about the Bible or what you have to share. But we are finding that children will listen, so let's teach the children the gospel in hopes that we can save them for the future. We also have our own sustainability efforts. Our children are actively involved in this. Our older boys, with supervision of staff, learn how to care for our animals. They feed our geese, our chickens. The bottom right photo, they're sifting our compost. Anything that is biodegradable, we turn into compost. For our vegetable gardens, all the kids spend time in our gardens helping care for our vegetable gardens, fruit trees, and animals. The wonderful part of gardening is, of course, harvesting and eating, and they get to do plenty of that as well. So as far as construction, I mentioned earlier, we completed our staff visitor housing earlier this year. This building has 6 separate housing units or apartments. 4 are dedicated for our staff. We have limited space in the children's homes for staff to stay overnight. Some of them come to this building to sleep, shower, and then return to the children's homes the next morning. 2 units in this building are for overseas or VIP guests. If any of you would like to come visit the Philippines, perhaps we would have space there for you to stay on the property as well. So what's next for us? We're building our older boys residence building. This is for older boys, senior high, college age, where we need to be preparing them for independence. So they'll have a little bit more responsibility, a little more independence in this building. They'll have a private room with a desk and bed. They'll be able to come and go to classes as they need. So hopefully they'll be preparing themselves for life outside the facility. So how can you help as an individual or a congregation? We ask for sponsors for our children. It's $35 a month to sponsor a child. $420 a year. This is a really, really small price to pay to bring a child out of the poverty I've shown you. Teach them secular learning so they can provide for themselves in this life, but the most important thing that we can do for them is to save their soul and teach them about God. So we also accept one-time donations in any amount. Every bit helps. Don't think my donation is too small to help. Everything adds up. Everything is of benefit. We also love monthly or quarterly support. That way we know how much is coming in. We can budget our money more effectively. We're all leaving this earth one day. We don't like to think about it, but perhaps you would like to leave a legacy donation in a will. We also accept stocks. We also would accept Delta Sky Miles if you'd like to transfer those to us to assist in our travels back and forth to the Philippines. There are other ways. If you cannot help financially, you can, of course, pray. Pray for us as our administration of the facility and our children. Pray for their safety. You may have some books you can donate, perhaps at home or here at the building that's just gathering dust. We'd love to have those, to add those to our library. You'd like to visit us for work with VBS or just teach. Those are other opportunities for you to come to the Philippines. If you have sports equipment that's still in good condition but not being used, we can ship that back for our kids. Or if you have children's clothes, we'd love to have those for our children as well. So there's other ways you can assist with the work. We're also looking for a mature couple that would be interested to go to the Philippines while my wife and I are here in the U.S. reporting to churches. You can help manage the facility while we're away. Be involved in Bible studies, worship services, as well as other opportunities to spend time with the children and be of great benefit to us. If you know anybody that might be interested, just let us know. We have our own website. We'd love for you to visit that if you have an opportunity. If you're on Facebook, we have a Facebook page. We post to quite frequently, so please check that out if you're on Facebook. You can always contact me by email to ask any other questions you may have. My wife has set up a display in the foyer. There's some other photos. We'd love for you to take a few moments after the service this morning Check those out. Also on this table are sign-up sheets. Sign-up sheets for Save Asian Souls as well as Philippine Mission. You can sign up to sponsor a girl for Save Asian Souls for $30 a month. You can sign up for Philippine Mission. That's $35 a month to sponsor a child. Or you can also sign up for newsletters. We send out a monthly newsletter. Check the box for newsletter and we'll send that out to you. Also on this table are brochures, so be sure to pick up a brochure. On the back of the brochure is all our contact information, email addresses, Facebook page, phone numbers, everything you would need is right there on the back of the brochure. So be sure to pick up a brochure on the table in the foyer after service, and you won't have to have remembered anything except take the brochure home with you, and you'll have that information right there readily available for you. We're thankful for your support, this congregation. We're thankful for this time to share with you about these two mission efforts. We hope you're excited about the progress, and we thank you again for this opportunity. I have maybe a few minutes. I will ask if anyone has any questions. I'm able to field any questions you may have about either one of the works, about us, anything you would like to ask. No questions? Okay, my wife and I will be in the foyer following the service this morning. If you do happen to think up anything, we're happy to answer any questions or help you with the sign up this morning. So thank you very much for your time.